The heavyweight division, as we all know, is very, very lively. It's one of the liveliest divisions in the UK, and we've got a great addition here who's going to obviously make his mark. And as I say, we've got some heavyweights in the camp, and I'm quite sure there's going to be some good fights over the next year or so involving all these guys.
Ricky, tell us a bit about this fella, because he's undefeated in 9, is it? And still in heavyweight terms, in boxing terms, a baby, with the greatest of respect.
Yeah, he is a baby. And, 22 years of age. He only... 21 even better. But he only had 12 amateur fights. After nine amateur fights, he was already in the Great Britain squad. And the first day he come down to my gym... for me to see if we could work together and for him to train me, he'd only been boxing a matter of maybe 2.5 years, and I was shell-shocked to see his talent, his ability, for somebody that has only been boxing such a short space of time. And he's come in the gym, he's developing really, really well, and I'm very, very excited. We've got the heavyweight division, as Frank just said, is the best it's been in, I don't know, for... best it's probably ever been, in Britain, in the domestic heavyweight division. And, we've got the Tyson Furies, we've got the Anthony Joshuas, we've got that. And, it's nice to see that we've got the conveyor belt, of fighters coming through. And I do believe Nathan is one of them. I think I've worked hard, I wouldn't stick my neck on the line to make myself look foolish, but I think he's going to end up exactly where the Anthony Joshuas and the Tyson Furies are. It's early days yet, and probably that's high praise, because I want to keep his feet firmly on the ground. But I'm very, very excited about this young man, and I'm really grateful for being given the opportunities that Frank's given us on BT Sport. I'm just working with Frank. Frank's he's the best in the business, for bringing prospects along and bringing fighters along and getting the opportunities. And if this man does what I believe he's going to do in the ring, Frank's going to do exactly the same, out of it. So it's very exciting times, and it's great to be involved with Frank and Nathan, so it's exciting, yeah.
Nathan, tell us a bit about yourself. Boxing's in the family blood, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Well, boxing in my family's been passed down from generations, hundreds of years. Virtually everyone in my family's been bare-knuckle boxers or boxers. My great-uncle was a former king of the boxing world, the bare-knuckle boxing world, Nathan Gorman. So I believe, it's definitely bred in me. As Ricky was saying, I had a very short amateur career. I only had, it was 11 fights, Rick, I only had, not 12. Just correcting it.
All right.
And I've been with Rick now, we've been working together with Rick for about 16 months. I've had 9 professional fights. Picked up my first title, Central Area title, in my 5th one. So I've had a good career so far. We've been working together for 16 months, as I said, and every day with Rick. I'm learning every day in the gym. I'm just looking forward now. Now I've got the opportunity with Frank and BT Sport and Box Nation. Looking forward to getting on the platform and showcasing my skills and showing the public what I can do. Because like Rick was saying, the British boxing, heavyweight boxing is booming at the minute, and I want to be on everyone's tongue.
What's it like working with Ricky? Because I guess you're of an age where, as a kid, he'd have been one of your boxing heroes.
Yeah, well, me and my dad years ago...
We're similar weights now, aren't we?
Me and my dad years ago, I grew up watching Ricky, obviously. I stood up for 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, watching him against Mayweather. And I always used to say to Dad, I'd love to meet Ricky Hatton one day, Dad. And I can remember walking in the gym and shaking his hand, and I was, shell-shocked, because this man was my hero growing up. And obviously getting the chance to work with him is phenomenal.
So what's your dream, Nathan? What's your biggest ambition? Where would you like to get?
To be the best heavyweight on the planet. That's where I want to be.
Well, that's the attitude you've got to have. That's what we all would have.
All about.
You reach for the stars, you're going to get somewhere thereabouts, aren't you? Don't settle for there. You've got to, and that's why I enjoy training, because of his enthusiasm. He wants to be the best, and if you don't want to be the best, then you don't come in my gym. That's the attitude you've got to have. Yeah.
There's a young man sitting over there who's going to be listening to all this, Daniel Dubois, who's had 3 fights and undefeated so far. What do you reckon to him, what you've seen?
Good. Me and Daniel was on the GB team together, weren't we, Dan? We was on there for about a year and a half. We've done many round sparring. At the end of the day, he's a good prospect, I'm a good prospect. You never know what the future holds in boxing, do you? There's some good fights to be made there.
It's a possibility.
It certainly is down the road, no doubt about that, and we'll look for it. I think, with Nathan, all he needs to do now is work on his public speaking and get a bit more confident.
Get a bit more confident.
All right, yeah.
Any questions from the floor while the guys are up here?
I never, ever fell out with Ricky.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've never had a cross word with him in my whole life, and I'm sure he'll bear witness to that. And I think what happened with us was somebody in the middle causing the problems, and that's it. But him and I are good, and we work. We've always worked well together. And we was a very successful team when he won the world title against Costa Azul. I think that was probably one of his greatest nights for him in boxing, and one of the great nights for British boxing. And we're going to move on now, working together on this and with other fighters. So, I'm really pleased, and it's nice to be working with him.
I'll tell you what, from a middleman's point of view, watching these guys together back in the day when they were coming through and he was WBU champion, it was just lovely to see the chemistry that there was between Frank and Ricky and the way they were on the same hymn sheet. And it was one of the real sadnesses of covering the sports and commentating on the sport to have seen that soured for whatever reason, because in those days, Ricky, it was something special.
Absolutely. And listen, at the end of the day, there's a reason why Nathan sat at this table here now, because of my love and for me belief in what Frank is. He's the best at what he does. It's not. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Absolutely.
And he's still the wet WBU champion.
World's biggest underpants.
Oh, hello.
How do you get that one?
I'd like to announce my split from Frank Warren.
Anybody else with?
I'm certain we'll be in court tomorrow.
Anybody else with some provocative questions? Yep. No. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, and I look forward to you following this man's progress. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, guys. Right.